Hundreds of people from around the world claims they've captured of what appears to be real ghosts on photographs. Most of these photos can be explained or proven to be fake, but there are a few photos that cannot be explained or proven to be fake, and the story behind them is truly terrifying. The Ghost of Greencastle. O'Hare Mansion was located in Greencastle, Indiana, and was said to be haunted by a female spirit, which would later be called the Pink Lady or the Ghost of Greencastle. Two friends named Guy Winters and Terry Lambert were both paranormal enthusiasts and had heard stories for years about the Ghost of Greencastle. They decided to visit the mansion themselves and try to capture any signs of visitors from the other side. They documented their trip with a video camera. On their arrival to the mansion, a message that said, "This is hell," was written on the front door. Lambert stayed outside to photograph the exterior, while Winters went inside the mansion to investigate. Winters soon smelled a bizarre sulfur-like smell, and he could hear the echoes of another beating heart within the house. Both Lambert and Winter fled in fear from the mansion. They later developed the images that they had been taken. The two friends were amazed and terrified of what they had been able to capture on one of the photographs. On the photo, can see a startlingly disembodied figure hovering in a window covered in a pink light. People believe that the ghost in the photo is Irene O'Hare, the woman that used to live in the mansion before she died. A computer expert later analyzed the photo and discovered that the figure was present within the negatives, meaning that the camera had not malfunctioned. Even more terrifying is after doing a digital enhanced version of the photograph, you can see what appears to be a ghastly skull. The mansion was later destroyed, and the land which the mansion once stood on is now a lonely cornfield, meaning that the Pink Lady might be on the hunt for a new house to move into. The SS Watertown Ghosts. On December 1924, the SS Watertown was making its way to the Panama Canal from New York City. Two crewmen named Michael Meehan and James Courtney were assigned to clean out a cargo tank, but unfortunately the two crewmen were overcome by gas fumes, which as a result killed them both. The crew on the SS Watertown followed the tradition of the sea, and their bodies were committed to the ocean. The next day, a crewman reported seeing the two faces of the dead men in the waves, following the ship for around 10 seconds before they faded away. This could have been easily explained to be a hallucination if it weren't for the fact that the two faces were seen several times by the crew members for several days. Everyone on board the ship was really freaked out, and they were relieved when they finally arrived in New Orleans. The ship's captain, Keith Tracy, went to his employers and reported the strange events. They suggested that he should try to photograph the faces on the next voyage. Captain Tracy bought a camera and brought it on board the SS Watertown. It didn't take long until the two faces were seen once again, following the ship. Captain Tracy took his camera and took 6 photographs of the faces. The photographs were later developed, and 5 photographs showed nothing, but one photo clearly showed the dead crew members' faces floating in the sea. The Waverly Hills Sanitarium Ghost. Waverly Hills Sanatorium was once a medical facility dedicated to treating patients suffering from tuberculosis. The facility soon became overcrowded, and there weren't enough staff members. The patients was often beaten, tortured, and sometimes killed by the staff members. There wasn't any cure for tuberculosis at the time, so the standard treatment offered to the patients was fresh air and a lot of sunshine. There were also many cruel and painful treatments used on the patients. Doctors would remove several rib bones from the chest wall in order to collapse a lung. Only 4 to 5% survived the treatments, and it is said that more than 63,000 patients died of diseases or the unusual treatment used at Waverly Hills Sanatorium. The bodies of the dead patients would be thrown down a chute that led to an underground tunnel called the body chute, and then taken out of the building. Later came the discovery of the antibiotic that was able to successfully treat and cure the patients, which led to the sanatorium closed. Many ghost hunters believe that the spirits of the patients still roam the empty hospital, One particular spirit that is said to roam the empty halls is Mary Lee, a nurse that used to work at the sanatorium, but took her own life by hanging herself in room 502. The spirit of Mary Lee is believed to have been captured on this photograph, forever roaming the corridors of the hospital. It is said that you can sometimes hear her horrifying screams echoing throughout the empty dark halls. The Brown Lady. In the 17th century, a woman named Lady Townshend was married to a man named Charles Townshend. Charles was known for his fiery temper, and he imprisoned his wife in the family estate at Raynham Hall after he learned of her infidelity. She was never allowed to leave the family estate, not even to visit her children. She remained there until she died under mysterious circumstances. A few years later, Captain Frederick Marriott was staying at Raynham Hall. He stayed in the room that apparently the ghost of Lady Townshend was frequently seen in. There was a painting of Lady Townshend in the room that Frederick studied all night, hoping to see the ghost of Lady Townshend, but she never appeared at night. But a few days later, Frederick was walking down a hallway with two of his friends, when suddenly the ghost of Lady Townshend appeared. Lady Townshend glided past them, carrying a lantern. Frederick carried a pistol which he fired at the ghost, but the bullet just passed through Lady Townshend, and she then disappeared. Over the next 2 centuries, the ghost of Lady Townshend got the name the Brown Lady, and was repeatedly sighted wandering through Raynham Hall. In 1936, 2 photographers, Indra Shira and Captain Provand, visited Raynham Hall, and the following is according to Shira what happened. Captain Provand took one photograph, while I flashed the light. He was focusing for another exposure. I was standing by his side, just behind the camera, with the flashlight pistol in my hand, looking directly up the staircase. All at once, I detected ethereal wielded form coming slowly down the stairs. Red excited, I called out sharply, "Quick, quick, there's something." I pressed the trigger of the flashlight pistol. After the flash, and closing the shutter, Captain Provan removed the focusing cloth from his head and turned to me and said, "What's all the excitement about?" But little did Provan know that they had captured the ghost of Lady Townshend. The Amityville Ghost. On November 13, 1974, in the Dutch colonial house at 112 Ocean Avenue, Ronald DeFeo Jr. brutally murdered his 6 family members by shooting them in the head while they were asleep. A few years passed, and the Lutzes family moved into the house. The house was the family's dream home, and they thought they would be happy there, but little did they know that the next 28 days would be a nightmare. The family would experience horrific paranormal activities. The family's dog became possessed and suicidal. A half-headed demon would appear on the wall, and they would often see the ghosts of the DeFeo family. After 28 days, the family was forced to leave the house, and they never returned, leaving all their belongings. Many people didn't believe the Lutzes family story, that the house was haunted by demons and the ghost of the DeFeo family. In 1976, a group of paranormal experts that was led by Ed and Lorraine Warren conducted an investigation in the house. They experienced many different paranormal activities, the smell of rotten flesh, chest pains, and some members were even pushed by an unknown being. The group claimed that the house wasn't only haunted by the DeFeo family, but also by an evil demon. The paranormal group had with them a professional photographer named Gene Campbell. Campbell performed time-lapse photography during the investigation. He later noticed when he was developing the photographs that he had captured the ghost of a little boy standing right outside the former room of the 2 brothers, John and Mark DeFeo. Even though there were no children present during the investigation, many people believe that the boy in the photo is John Matthew DeFeo. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like button to support my channel and subscribe for more videos.